and 93.1 FM, Fargo-Moorhead.
And welcome to Weather and Ag in Focus. I'm Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki, along with our wonderful and talented Ag Director Bridgette Readel. If you're watching us online or on Acres TV, love the hat. I just love it, Bridgette. The old candy cane hat.
Oh no. You've got the hat with the big furry ball on it and all the Christmassy stuff.
That too.
I just have a set of candy canes.
And it's ugly Christmas sweater day, and boy, this thing is I won the contest. For whatever that's worth.
Oh, I can see why.
Yeah.
You're not going to wear that out anywhere in public, are you?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, where?
That's the whole
put
fun.
on your coat.
That's the whole fun part about it. You know.
No. But seriously, put on a coat. It's chilly out there.
Oh,
man.
absolutely. No doubt about it. In fact, it's dangerously cold outside with wind chill readings across the area between 35 and 45 below zero. Travel is not recommended, generally on a line from around Valley City to Ellendale and points westward, as windier conditions are found just to the west of the valley. That will change as we have a blizzard warning that goes into effect 9 o'clock this evening, lasts through tomorrow, as the windy conditions that are out to the west will be spreading east towards the valley. So we are expecting worsening conditions as we head through tonight. If you have any travel to do today, please get it done this afternoon. And again, travel not advised west of Valley City, but if you're in the valley or into portions of western Minnesota, get all the travel you need done today. I know a lot of last-minute Christmas shopping, probably get that done today, because tomorrow, even in the city limits, we're going to have near zero visibility and definite zero visibility likely out in open country. So travel definitely not recommended as we head into Friday with bitterly cold wind chills continuing. This is the stuff you don't want to get stranded in. This is, we'll call it life-threatening wind chills. Anytime you get 35 to 50 below zero, you can get frostbite in a matter of minutes. So make sure if you have to go travel somewhere, please make sure to have a winter weather survival kit in your vehicle.
Well, for those of us who are in the outer reaches of Cass County, here just before noon, the warning came across text messages for a blizzard warning. So that is in effect. It's in effect until tomorrow night. And then additionally, we know that the roads are changing. So if you take a look at the road condition map, a lot of North Dakota is now no travel advised.
Yeah, so it's a good idea to stay put. I know a lot of people are traveling for the holidays, but like I said, if you have to go anywhere, make sure it's done today and just be very careful. Drive. There's so many people out there that are driving too fast for conditions, and you end up in a ditch usually. So please be careful out there. Be courteous to others around the holiday season. Everybody wants to get to their destination with family, friends, loved ones, you name it. So make sure you can get there as well. We've got a break coming up here. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about weather, and we have a special guest today, correct, Bridgette?
We do. We're going to visit with Stephanie Cook. She farms out in western Cass County. We'll visit with her. Also, we're going to talk with her about her work with youth in the area who are involved in agriculture, especially her connections to the FFA. So we're going to talk to Stephanie Cook when we come back right after this.
From ABC News, I'm Derek Dennis. Looking to avert a government shutdown, Senate lawmakers are set to vote today on a $1.7 trillion government spending bill. It'll go to House lawmakers for approval next. The sticking points have been $45 billion more for Ukraine that Republicans say would be a blank check, and an extension of Title 42, the Trump-era policy keeping asylum seekers from crossing the southern border due to COVID. The deep freeze is on across much of the country, adding to the snow that's on the ground in many areas. Roads are rough, and there are more than 1,500 flight cancellations nationwide. A word to the wise from ABC News transportation correspondent Gio Benitez.
If you try to rebook after your flight has been canceled, it's going to be tough because flights are up to 95% full right now. American, United, and Delta expecting to fly 27 million passengers over the holidays. So no matter what, airports will be very, very busy over the next few days.
President Biden holding a briefing at the White House in the last hour on the weather, calling the cold dangerous and threatening and not like a snow day when you were a kid. A hearing in New York federal court today for FTX co-founder Sam Bankman-Fried after being extradited to the U.S. just last night to face charges tied to the failed cryptocurrency exchange.
Sam Bankman-Fried is accused of diverting billions in FTX customer money and then using it to pay debts at his privately held hedge fund, to buy lavish real estate, and to make political donations as he sought influence in Washington. And this all happened so fast. In less than 2 months, Bankman-Fried has gone from crypto wonderkind to a defendant in the very same courthouse where Bernie Madoff pleaded guilty.
ABC's Aaron Katersky. Bankman-Fried was expected to plead not guilty and asked to be released on bail. The January 6th committee set to release its final report today with a referral to the Justice Department for former President Trump to face criminal charges of obstruction, conspiracy, and inciting the insurrection. You're listening to ABC News.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Fertile Building Center is your local full-service small-town lumberyard and your local pole barn experts proudly serving the tri-state area. If it's for agricultural, residential, or business, stop in and let the guys help with it all. Fertile Building Center would like to thank you for your business and support this past year. They deeply appreciate it and you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from your friends at Fertile Building Center, Fertile, Minnesota.
West Funeral Home in your difficult time.
Have you planned for all your life's events? At West Funeral Home and Life Tribute Center, we would be honored to have that talk of a lifetime with you. Through pre-planning, we will help honor and celebrate your journey on Earth so you can leave your family a lasting, treasured memory. Discover the difference.
West Funeral Home and Life Tribute Center. Little things make the difference.
And welcome to WDAY Weather and Ag in Focus. I'm Bridgette Readel. I'm the Ag Director, along with Dean Wysocki, Chief Meteorologist. I almost called you Dean Meteorologist, which I think is kind of fitting considering the weather situations we are in right now over there.
Oh boy, I'll tell you, this is the coldest we've been. And I'll have to check the records how cold we got last year. I know we were pretty darn cold on a couple of stretches, but this just seems like it's earlier than normal for this type of cold. Normally we'll get this in January, and we're not far from January, but it's still a little bit early. And boy, I'll tell you, just travel not recommended out there. If you're within the city limits of Fargo-Moorhead, you can get around, but it's still quite slick. And blizzard warnings have been issued now for basically all of North and South Dakota and the southern half of Minnesota into Iowa and western Wisconsin. So if that doesn't tell you not to travel, I don't know what does. But, yeah, the blizzard warning for the FM area and up and down the valley goes into effect at 9 p.m. tonight and lasts through tomorrow. So, again, travel just not recommended. And a lot of people are in the point where they have to get to the relative's house. But if you can wait till Saturday, conditions will improve quite a bit. So.
Okay, we've got like the smartest listeners ever. I know you're all sitting there thinking about your travel plans. Keep in mind this. It's going to be rough today and tomorrow. When things end, your safest bet is to probably leave Saturday morning, because why leave after the blizzard expiration at 6 o'clock tomorrow night? You'd be driving in the dark. Also, if the winds continue to pick up with all the snow that we have, and believe me, I've witnessed what's out there in the countryside, we'll see roads blocked.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got to give the plows time to get out and do their best work. Don't be the first one out of the gate and on your way down the road to grandma's house, because then you're going to get stuck on the road to grandma's house. So just give it a little bit of time. It'll get better. Really.
That's right. And if you live outside of city limits, be it west of the valley or south of the valley where blizzard warnings are currently in effect, would love to hear from you to kind of give our listeners, hey, this is what it's like out here in the country. Don't travel. 701-293-9000. That's 701-293-9000. Let us know what you're seeing, or if you have any traffic reports, if you're seeing any accidents out there, let us know at 701-293-9000 so we can pass that along, because, again, there's a lot of people traveling this time of the year for Christmas and Hanukkah and the whole holiday season. So we want everybody to get to their Festivus for the rest of us.
Are you traveling for Festivus?
I am traveling for Festivus. We're having a big Festivus party this weekend. Does that not surprise you?
Not even remotely close to surprising me. Remember when I said, we have the smartest listeners, and Dean, you're encouraging everyone to, again, make sure to call us with road reports at 701-293-9000. I want to address a couple of calls we've had from listeners in the last week or so, and emails. And folks have asked these things. One of them was, why do I talk so much about soybeans? Why don't I talk about crops that we actually eat? Well, the reality is, we do eat soybeans. Soybean oil and soybean meal are in a lot of the human consumption foods. We do, if you like tofu, that's one spot that you're going to see it. But soybeans are a protein additive to a lot of other foods, especially health foods. And let's not forget, they're a major input into our livestock market. So thankfully, soybeans are tasty to pork, beef, and chicken. So they wind up on your table eventually, and really in a good way. So let's not shy away from talking about soybeans and their importance to us. And then I had a question regarding some of the elevator fires, food processing fires that have been going on in the last year or so. There was just a very large elevator fire, grain elevator in Michigan. It was in Saginaw, Michigan. And the caller brought up the fact that, why are these things happening? This seems like a bit of a conspiracy theory. Too many things are catching fire lately. In a lot of cases, new facilities are not the ones that have caught fire or had damage to them, etc. Older facilities that maybe haven't had the same amount of maintenance are typically the ones where there's a problem. Grain dust is extremely flammable. And so there are problems that could be ongoing there. Perhaps there has been a recent inspection, whether it's by USDA, your state ag inspectors, or even OSHA, and you're in the midst of correcting some of those concerns, and maybe a fire or some damage broke out in that situation. So there's a lot of other background things that are going on. I'm not going to say that these are done on purpose by any means. I think there's a lot of structural concerns that we might have there that we'd want to talk about first before we run into any problems. So since we're not wearing tinfoil hats today, Dean, we're wearing a lot of other headgear. I thought I'd try to stop that one at the pass, you might say.
Nice. Well, we are about ready to go to break. And Bridgette, would you like to introduce one more time our guest coming up?
I'd be happy to. I'm looking forward to visiting today with Stephanie Cook. Again, Stephanie farms with her family in western Cass County. She's very involved with youth activities in North Dakota for ag, particularly FFA in the Kindred area, but also as someone who's transitioning in and taking over her family farm. I think there'll be a lot of good questions for us to ask Stephanie today, and just visit about what's going on in 2022 and how that's going to impact what she does on the farm for 2023. So we're going to do that after we take this moment to catch up with some of our sponsors, and we'll be back. So don't go anywhere. I think you'll enjoy our conversation with Stephanie Cook.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we have their backs.
How do your clients know that?
Because Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interests first.
So wait, you do it because you have to?
No, we do it because it's the right thing to do. Our clients trust us with their retirement savings, and we know how important that responsibility is. So we take the time to really get to know them.
Get to know them how?
We make sure we understand their unique goals, finances, health, family, and lifestyle so we can tailor their portfolio to their specific needs. Our goal is to help them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Sounds like a big responsibility. You must make big commissions then, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We have one single transparent fee that's structured so we do better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer WetJet. With Swiffer WetJet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer WetJet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
It's Jay and Ronnie from the Coffee Club, and we love MyPillow. We absolutely love the Giza Dream Sheets, made with the world's best cotton, grown only in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. Its long staple cotton makes it ultra soft and breathable.
Yeah, let me tell you, this 400 thread count, they are fantastic sheets. They are warm when you need to be warm. They are cool when you need to have very thin layer between you and the mattress. It is a fantastic sleep with Giza Dream Sheets. 60-day money-back guarantee, machine washable and durable, and a 10-year warranty.
Available in multiple colors, styles, and sizes. All right now for a great low price of $29.99 with promo code WDAY. All you need to do is go to MyPillow.com, go to Listener Radio Special Box, put in the promo code WDAY. MyPillow.com, go to Listener Radio Special Box, put in the promo code WDAY.
Promo code WDAY.
Hello, this is Elise Pucklich, and as another year winds down, all of us at Pucklich and Valley City want to thank you for your business. It's true that this time of the year, giving really is better than receiving. And during Chevy's Red Tag event, we're giving you special event savings on our largest Chevy inventory in months. So from our family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from everyone at Pucklich Chevrolet Buick GMC in Valley City. Have a safe and joyous holiday season.
WDAY weather and Ag in Focus. So excited that you are joining us on this windy, blizzardy type of day. I'm Bridgette, Readel, Ag Director, along with Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki, who is living his best life in the midst of a storm, making sure all of you know what's going on with the weather conditions outside. And also living their best life would be our guest today. That would be Stephanie Cook. Stephanie farms in Western Cass County. And Stephanie, thank you for coming on today to talk. And why don't you tell us about your farm?
For having me. I was a little shocked to get your message the other day about this, but I'm excited to get a chance to share a little bit about what's all going on in our world. So I farm with my parents in Cass County, kind of the Kindred, Davenport, Leonard area. And we farm mainly soybeans and corn, and then have a few extra, or keep our options open for different commodities if that's a better choice for us.
So what might some of those other commodities be?
The first one usually is barley. We're keeping our options open for sunflowers or some dry edible beans. Just we're really being aware of what chemicals we're spraying and putting on our fields to keep those options open to us, because a lot of chemicals have that residual that you have to wait so many days or whatever before you can plant certain crops. So we're just really paying attention to that and keeping our options open for different opportunities with different commodities.
And Stephanie, how long has the farm been in your family?
Oh, geez, for as long as I can remember. I don't know if I would technically be the third or fourth generation, I would think, that I can know of.
That's awesome. I was just I was just reading an article. I think it was a farm down in Iowa, and their family is continuing the run 158 years. That's incredible. Now, was this always your plan, was to take over the farm, or did you have, were you kind of thinking, well, maybe not, or has this always been your dream?
I think it has, but I didn't really realize it. I always loved any chance I could get to go out in the field with Dad and do anything that I could, get my hands dirty. So being involved through FFA growing up and all those opportunities, and then I went off to college and got married and was trying to get some other experiences, and then becoming a mom and a stay-at-home mom, and then I just really missed the farm and doing the day-to-day. I was always there when help was needed, but then once the girls were old enough to kind of be home by themselves, I really dug in, and now I just can't imagine doing anything else.
Now, tell us about farming this last year in 2022, and what did you learn, and what changes would you make going forward in 2023?
Oh, what did we learn? Probably flexibility and patience. This spring, we came in dry, but we had moisture this spring, and it actually held us up planting because we just couldn't get the correct ground conditions. But, we got the crop in, it came up with a good stand, and it could have been so much worse this year. The biggest thing, we probably would have changed some of the equipment that we had, some of the tillage tools to prepare the fields. Could have used some different things, but with the way the world is right now, it's just not easy to get that stuff, and you just make do with what you have.
So this might be an odd question, but knowing what the spring was like in Cass County, it was wet. Does Santa need to put a new tow rope under your tree this year for some of the things that may have happened on the farm or with your neighbors?
Those are always handy to have on hand, but hopefully we don't need a tow rope. We definitely can still use moisture and get that subsoil back up to where we want it for moisture content.
Oh, absolutely. That's going to make a big difference this year. And so don't worry, I ask Dean all the time what's going on, how much moisture is in that snow that we're getting, because that's going to be very helpful to us.
For sure.
Like you said, as you said, it's not so easy to find all the things that you might need for the year going forward. Are you able to have those discussions right now with your suppliers? Are you already lining up everything that you need for the 23 growing season? Has that been kind of a priority for you here in December?
Yeah, for sure. We kind of were, we ordered a new planter, and it got delivered the day after we finished planting this last year. So we're sitting pretty good equipment wise now. Last year, we weren't, we were short a header that I don't even know if we have it on the farm yet, but I think it's in Fargo. So we're sitting kind of good now, but it's definitely one of those, we've had conversations of, should we sell this piece of equipment, or do we hang on to it because we might need that backup someday? So we're definitely having a lot of conversations that way, looking at all of our inputs, seeds, chemicals, all that stuff, checking what we have on hand, making those calls, getting stuff lined up and ready to go.
When you say we, as you're thinking about those decisions, it sounds like you have sort of a board of directors, or certainly some farm mentors who might be part of your decision-making process. Would I be correct?
Well, I am definitely not making the decisions on the farm yet, but I have some input. Mom and Dad are they're the ones that say go still to this day, but I'm definitely getting more involved every day at helping, just with my opinion, doing research, all that type of stuff, to just learn as much as I can before I'm the one writing the checks.
I think that's probably a good idea. You mentioned your girls. Are the girls actively helping as well?
Yes and no. They are 12 and 14. So I have one that just got her permit, and so she'll have her driver's license this next fall, and she will definitely be involved giving rides to and from fields and doing anything and everything we can get her to do. But they are also very involved with both 4-H and FFA and keep us running and constantly on the go.
I have a feeling that for the most part, you're about to have a very full-time parts runner as a kid who's about to get a driver's license will be helpful on the farm.
For sure. For sure.
So, and by the way, what other organizations have you worked with? I mean, you sent me a picture earlier, and it looks like North Dakota Soybean Growers was one of the logos on your dress shirt. Doing some work with soybean growers, are you?
Yes, I am a new director with the North Dakota Soybean Growers. I'm actually their North Dakota's representative for Corteva Agriscience and the American Soybean Association's Young Leader Program. So I just got back in November. I was down in Des Moines, Iowa at the Corteva headquarters for a conference and training, and I met so many amazing farmers from all over the United States. And we've been talking the last few days how this storm system has been affecting everybody. So it's awesome to meet other mentors and peers that you can run ideas through and just that. But that's an amazing program with the North Dakota Soybean Growers that I've been blessed to be a part of. I get to go to Commodity Classic and do some more training. And then I'll also be at the Northern Corn and Soy Expo coming up in February with them at the Fargo Dome.
Oh, I think we're going to have a lot more questions about all of those things. It is 1:30 in the afternoon. We are at the bottom of the hour, and we are visiting with Stephanie Cook. She farms in western Cass County. She's also working with the North Dakota Soybean Growers Association and has been a part of the Soybean Growers Young Leaders Program. And she's got a pretty big heart for FFA and other youth activities in agriculture. We're going to continue this conversation, and we'll be right back.
Save now on premium mattresses, pillows, bases, and linens at Accord Comfort Sleep Systems directly across from Olive Garden. Find the best mattress design and construction with our exclusive technologies such as our Accord Comfort Reflex Layer, ensuring proper spinal alignment. Our Thermodyne climate control fabric is perfect for the couple sleeping hot and cold. Buy today and take it home today, or free delivery in the FM metro area. Accord Comfort Sleep Systems. You're going to love sleeping with us.
Planning one's own funeral or that of a loved one can be overwhelming and costly, not to mention extremely emotional. Hi, I'm Craig, owner of West Funeral Home and Life Tribute Center. At West Funeral Home, our staff will educate and prepare you for this journey and work with you to create a meaningful and healing experience, serving the Valley for 4 generations and over 100 years.
West Funeral Home and Life Tribute Center. Little things make the difference.
We've got Brian in studio from Collins and Cronk Raymond James.
Brian, I was visiting with my girlfriend the other day, and she's just a few years from retirement. She was wondering if she can still retire if there's a recession just around the corner.
This is why planning is so important. When Collins and Cronk does a financial plan for you, we look at several different scenarios. We consider the positives or the good times, as well as the bad. What if there is a recession? We do the math so we can answer your questions with confidence. We want to help you make smart decisions like when to retire or what investments to use.
Whether it's a recession or an economic boom, Collins and Cronk can help you make the right decisions. If you have $500,000 or more, call Collins and Cronk in Fargo today. 701-235-0119, 701-235-0119. Securities are offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Raymond James Financial Services Advisors, Inc. Collins & Cronk is not a registered broker-dealer and is independent of Raymond James Financial Services.
Jay Thomas here for PetroServe USA. You know the rides truck? It's on camera a lot, and to keep it clean and ready, I send it through the car wash at PetroServe USA. Matter of fact, I just stopped by the 45th Street location on Tuesday, and I found out they have BOGOs on washes that day. Buy one, get one free. Touchless, rollover, and tunnel options at all 5 locations, plus American refined petroleum straight from the Bakken in Canada, too. Keep your rides clean like I do. Take them to PetroServe USA, helping America fuel better.
You can always count on Miller High Life, the champagne of beers. Always crisp, always easy drinking, always just right. The perfect balance of flavor and refreshment since 1903. Welcome to the High Life. '19 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Celebrate responsibly.
Fair Meadow Nursing Home and Assisted Living wants the celebration of Christmas to be more meaningful than ever this holiday season. They want for you and your family to know the true joy of Christmas. If you are looking for a career in nursing as a CNA, LPN, housekeeping aide, or universal worker, check out their new wage scale. Apply in person at Fair Meadow Nursing Home and Assisted Living in Fertile, Minnesota. Merry Christmas from your friends at Fair Meadow.
Hi, this is Kevin Pfeiffer with Pfeiffer's Auction Company. Pfeiffer's upcoming December auctions include 280 acres of exceptional cropland in Clay County near Barnesville and Cragness, Minnesota. 295 acres of cropland in Ransom County. 320 acres of cropland in Lemoore near Dickey, North Dakota. 780 acres of cropland near Chaffee, North Dakota and Cass County. 503 acres in Bottineau County near Westover. And an excellent line of gravel trailers and semi for DG Trucking in Bismarck. View these auctions and many more land and equipment auctions at Pfeiffer's.com.
And welcome to WDAY Weather and Ag in Focus. Thrilled to have you joining myself, Bridgette Readel, as Ag Director, along with Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki and our stellar guest today. That would be Stephanie Cook. She farms in western Cass County. And also, before our break, we were talking, Stephanie, about your work with the Soybean Growers Association, and you're part of the American Soybean Growers and Corteva AgriScience Young Leader Program. So you mentioned being at some training in the last month or so. What things did you take home from that? What were some of your biggest learning moments being a part of that program?
This session really zeroed in on like what type of personality you have and how to connect with different personalities and communication skills, just ways to set up and communicate efficiently and effectively. It was a very eye-opening and interesting session, and I'm really excited to go reconnect with all of those other farmers from, I think there was 32 of us, reconnect with them in March at Commodity Classic and continue that training.
Oh, I think you're going to enjoy Commodity Classic. Have you been there before? Or are you familiar with what that looks like? And for those listening and maybe aren't familiar, Commodity Classic is probably the largest indoor farm trade show that you can attend, and it'll be in Orlando this year in March.
Yeah, I have not had the chance to go yet, so I'm really excited to go and just immerse myself in everything that I can there.
Oh, I think you might enjoy it. And besides, it's in Orlando in March. It seems like it might be nice.
A little warmer than here, even though I hear it's cold there too right now.
They actually do. They have frost or freeze warning and freeze watches and freeze advisories all the way down to Central Florida. It's yeah, they'll have falling iguanas this weekend. That's a real thing. It seriously is.
It is. It really is.
Well, Stephanie, you talked about growing up, and you've been watching your dad do this, and that kind of inspired you. Do you have any other mentors, any farming mentors that you look kind of admire?
I definitely have a lot of friends that farm that have been great mentors and just able to bounce ideas off of. And through the Young Leader program, I have gained a whole other realm of mentors through all those farmers and ranchers that I met, and as well as getting involved in like the North Dakota Soybean Growers Association and just meeting people, because everything in life is connections and relationships and just building all that stuff and gaining knowledge from anywhere and everywhere you can.
Boy, that is the truth. That networking so much matters in all the things that you do. And your networking started at a pretty young age. You were involved in FFA and 4-H, et cetera. So what were the things that you did then, and how did that lead to what you do with youth and FFA now?
I probably started in FFA. I can't remember if it was 6th or 7th grade with your first A class. And that was just going down to the shop or the A classrooms. It just felt like home. So I just immersed myself in anything and everything that I could. And, went through officers, became president of the FFA chapter, ran for state office, and just continued through the agricultural clubs and activities at NDSU all through college. And I was always involved with the Kindred FFA after I graduated. I got my American degree, became officers of our FFA Booster Club. So which I'm president of now. And now I get to watch my girls start their journey with FFA. They've been in 4-H for probably 5 years, and now they're both starting FFA and doing district leadership and the career development events and judging teams. Is just real fun.
And that's one of the things that's coming up is, winter contests for FFA members. What are your girls participating in, or are you helping judge any of them as they come along?
So my oldest daughter, Grace, just participated in our district leadership down in Wahpeton. She did extemporaneous speaking. She's in 8th grade and she got a silver. So we were pretty thrilled with her first year competing in a pretty tough contest. But she has the gift of gab that her father has. So she does pretty good with that. And Lizzie is doing crops judging. So we'll be starting that. And then Grace also does livestock judging. So we'll be doing that and working on different activities and just any training or educational fun activities we can get any kids in the area to do. We just love being a part of.
Those are going to be wonderful things to watch. I remember my judging days as well, and they were nothing but good fun. Occasionally, I even remembered to look at the livestock in the arena, not just pay attention to all the people hanging around. So,
yeah, we are.
Go ahead, Stephanie.
Oh, I just said we're going to gear up our FFA boosters. We host a contest the day after Little I at NDSU, and we usually have 500 to 600 kids come through and compete for livestock judging, agronomy, small animal care, environmental range, and egg sales. So we're gearing up and getting all the kids ready for that too. And it's so fun to just see that sea of blue corduroy jackets invade of space.
And that's all goes on at Kindred's High School, correct?
Yes, we will be at the high school this year. So,
okay.
And Stephanie,
yeah.
do you find there's more kids now or less kids that are interested in farming? What have you run across?
I think it is kind of coming back a little bit for kids that want to come home and farm. But agriculture is so much more than farming. I mean, anything and everything is tied back to agriculture in one way or the other. And there's so many opportunities that it's just mind-blowing. But there definitely is, in Kindred, there's a handful of kids that want to come back and farm, and it's fun to see that.
Do you think social media has any play in that? Like, it's a great marketing campaign where, 20 years ago, we didn't really have the knowledge of farming. I think that's a little more widespread that we do now. Would you associate more of these kids wanting to come back due to social media and like, hey, you know what? This isn't a bad living.
I think so. I think social media has affected everything. But yeah, I think, watching the Millennial Farmer and a handful of others, I watch a grower's granddaughter. I met her at Young Leaders, and just connecting and building that sense of community and everything online definitely helps.
Now, Kindred, your FFA Boosters puts on an event, and you called it the Commitment to Corduroy. When is it? What do you do? Tell me more about what this event is about.
So the Kindred's Commitment to Corduroy is coming up. It's our 4th year doing this, and it is Saturday, January 21st at 6 o'clock p.m. And last year, our farm hosted it in our shop, and it was really fun. And it was just like a good old shop party. We had a prime rib dinner. We had a live and silent auction. We had the kids come and they did opening ceremonies and a quick meeting, and they interacted with all of the adults. And last year we raised about $14,000. And this all goes back to our Kindred FFA kids through college scholarships, through scholarships to go to Washington Leadership Conference, or to go to the leadership conferences in Bismarck, or if somebody needs help for a project that they're doing, they can apply for a scholarship from the boosters, and we can help them financially. So it's just been, I think the boosters started probably back in 2001, 2002, and we've just been able to help the FFA students achieve any goals and dreams they have, and it's just awesome.
So Stephanie and I have both been students at one time wearing the blue jackets, and have been nothing but impressed with what we were able to take from our childhoods or our teenage years into our adulthood. And doing that for kids now is just vital. In addition to what the Kindred boosters do for their FFA chapter, there are alumni chapters for multiple chapters across North Dakota. Additionally, there's something called Blue Jackets Bright Futures, and that's where alumni and supporters of the FFA, you can donate funds to help provide blue jackets for the students who can't afford their own. Just last night, I was judging the Supervised Ag Experience Project applications for a grant program that the North Dakota FFA does. You as a student can apply and earn up to $1,000 to help get your project started. And that's anything from buying sheep, goats, cattle, lawn equipment so you can start your own lawn business. This is trying to get kids into the entrepreneurial spirit and give them a self-sustaining career that helps them pay for their education and so on down the road. So I hope you were able to participate in some of those things too, Stephanie.
Yes, for sure. I definitely try to participate in them as often as I can, but my schedule is pretty full and I have to say no sometimes, but I try to do that as often as I can. But yeah, that Bright Futures program for the jackets. I mean, when you put your jacket on and you zip it up, I can't explain the sense of pride that that kids have. Like I can still feel it. And so for this year at our Commitment to Corduroy, we are asking everybody to dust off that jacket and bring it with them, and just show how FFA connects people. For it's more than just right here, it's across the United States.
That's huge. And so in our last moments together, Stephanie, if people want to know more about the Commitment to Corduroy or to learn more about yourself, how can they reach out to you?
You can definitely find me on Facebook. We have a Kindred FFA Boosters on Facebook. Or if you go out to Eventbrite and just search Kindred's Commitment to Corduroy, you will find the ticket link right there for that.
That would be awesome. Well, we so appreciate you taking the time to visit with us, your commitment to youth and ag, as well as to just ag in general in North Dakota with your work with soybean growers is tremendous. So thank you again to Stephanie Cook for joining us today as our guest. Folks, we are going to catch up with the American Ag Network, check on the markets, and a couple of headlines, and then we'll be back. And Dean's probably going to want to recap that weather situation out there for those of you who weren't paying attention before. Now's the time to take some notes. It's going to be a good one. Be right back.
Are you suffering from neuropathy? Do you experience stabbing, numbness, tingling, or burning in your feet? Are you tired of sleepless nights and avoiding life due to pain? If you've been diagnosed with neuropathy or have pain or numbness in your feet, call us right now before it's too late at 701-929-7505. Again, 701-929-7505. Neuropathy is a very serious and progressive disease where your nerves start to break down. It can lead to balance problems, complete loss of independence, and in some cases, amputation. Our program addresses the underlying causes and doesn't simply mask your symptoms with medication. In fact, many patients start to feel relief from their symptoms within weeks. There's no surgery and no use of prescription drugs. Pick up the phone and call now at 701-929-7505 or find out if you're a candidate for our neuropathy program that has changed thousands of lives. Call us today at 701-929-7505.
Hello, this is Elise Pucklich, and as another year winds down, all of us at Pucklich and Valley City want to thank you for your business. It's true that this time of the year, giving really is better than receiving. And during Chevy's Red Tag event, we're giving you special event savings on our largest Chevy inventory in months. So from our family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from everyone at Pucklich Chevrolet Buick GMC in Valley City. Have a safe and joyous holiday season.
Hello everyone, Jody here with Shea West in West Fargo. Did you know that we are open year-round? Well, that's a fact, and we've got a few Christmas trees left on the lot if you're still looking. Hurry in, they're going fast. Our Ivy Room is blossoming with calendar dates for classes all winter long. Head to our Facebook page and see what's upcoming. And the Market Building is ready for all things Christmas. Gifts for everyone and your whole family. See you soon. That's Shea West Garden Center under the Water Tower on the corner of 40th Ave and Cheyenne Street in West Fargo. Can't miss it.
Grain markets finished mostly lower with livestock mixed on Thursday's trading session. This is the American Ag Network of Jesse Allen with his closing market update. Well, both commodities and stocks came under pressure today following the release of the revised GDP data that showed a more resilient economy than was previously believed, and that raised fears of a more aggressively hawkish Federal Reserve that could lead us into a recession next year. We saw soybeans lead the sell-off in grains after that sector failed near chart resistance again at the 1490 area yesterday. Well, Kansas City wheat reversed early losses to post 1% gains on winter kill risks, as it's estimated 35% of the hard red and 15% of the soft red winter wheat crops could be vulnerable to varying levels of a winter kill. Otherwise, not a lot of fresh news in the market trade to really drive us here as we head to Christmas. It's that thin, low-volume holiday trading that is going on, and it's typical for this time of year. Livestock had a decent day on the back of strong export sales in the pork side on the day Thursday. Final numbers on Thursday: March corn down 1 3/4, 660.5. July corn down 1 1/4, 654.25. January beans down 13 1/4, 1467 3/4. March soybeans down 12 1/2, 1472. January bean meal down $4 a ton, 452 even. January bean oil down 51 points, 65.80. Chicago wheat March 5 1/2 lower, 762 1/4. July down 4 3/4, 774 3/4. March Kansas City wheat 2 higher, 866. May up 2 3/4, 859 3/4. March spring wheat down 5 1/2, 922 1/4. July spring wheat down 6 3/4 at 907. February hogs up 65, 89.05. April up 75, 96.02. January feeder cattle up 15, 183.97. March up 72, 186.45. December live cattle down 22, 155.90. February down 40, 157.30. That's closing markets on the American Ag Network. I'm Jesse Allen reporting.
And welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. I'm Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki, along with our wonderful, talented Ag Director, Bridgette Readel. And it's a busy travel week. And hopefully most people have gotten to their destination, because I'll tell you what, we are looking at some pretty slippery travel. In fact, roadmap showing that travel basically on a Jamestown to Ellendale and points westward, travel not recommended, as we're putting up our roadmap right now. A lot of these secondary roads are blocked, so we're not seeing any travel that can get through some of those secondary roads out to our west. Those higher winds will be spreading into the valley as we head into tonight and tomorrow, and that's why we have a blizzard warning that's been issued for the Fargo area, actually up and down the whole valley. Starts at 9 o'clock tonight, lasts through tomorrow. So please take these blizzard warnings seriously. As you know, if you're in the city, it's going to be pretty bad, but if you're out in the country, rest assured there will be zero visibility and extremely difficult travel. I know, Bridgette, you were talking earlier that, you know, these roads get blown shut and there's nothing you can do when you're out in the middle of nowhere, and we'll just have to wait till Saturday till the plow crews can actually really get in there as those winds lighten up.
Absolutely. You know, it would be different if we had a lot of places to put the snow. But frankly, because of the snowfall that we've had, ditches are level full in a lot of cases, like down along Highway 46. I saw west of Enderlin. It's like there's a berm, right? There's not even, the ditch is so full you can't even throw the snow off of it. So things are likely to drift and close up. So you're going to want to be as careful as you can and not head out onto those open roads right now. I know that's disappointing. I too love to travel, but you're talking to somebody who spent 3 extra days in Pierre, South Dakota last week. Take my advice. Sit still when you need to. It's better that way.
Yeah.
Just a heads up.
Yeah. And, you know, I know it's, you know, a lot of people know this by living up in this area for a long time, but if you're new to the area, take this seriously. Make sure there's a winter weather survival kit in your vehicle if you have to travel. Make sure your cell phone is charged and you've got a full tank of gas because, again, this is stuff that you don't want to get stranded in. Go ahead, Rich.
And you'll have local sheriff's departments, because I did see this last week as well, and they have been very forthright in saying, if you travel out under a no travel advised or a road closure, we're not coming to get you. So whether your phone is charged and you want to call for help, nobody can get to you.
Right.
There is 0 points in putting yourself in that situation, particularly at Christmas when you are traveling with your families, small children. Those are just dangerous situations right now.
Yeah, and it's not just, I mean, it's the blowing snow and the zero visibility, but we're also going to have wind chill readings down 40 to 50 below. And again, you get caught out in that, you've got frostbite in a matter of minutes. So it's just something you really don't want to mess around with. And again, slow down. I don't know how many people I've seen going way too fast for conditions, and then bam, all of a sudden you hit black ice and you're in a ditch. So yeah, just it's common sense, it seems like, but for some reason I think people seem to drive better when we've got heavy snow falling than if the roads look clear and we've got blowing snow. They tend to kind of overlook that, like, oh, it doesn't look that bad. It's bad.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
No, actually it's not. And the way things look in town are vastly different than when you're on a stretch of highway and you don't have another vehicle or town coming for 15 or 20 miles.
Exactly.
That's a problem.
Exactly. No doubt about it. So let's run down the forecast real quick. A wind chill warning is in effect all the way through Saturday morning, and a blizzard warning goes into effect tonight through Friday evening. Friday night into Saturday, we'll start to see high pressure build in. That will lighten up the winds quite a bit. But until then, we're going to have increasing winds, deteriorating conditions over the next 24 hours. So please take that seriously. Lows tonight bottoming out about 10 to 15 below, and highs tomorrow remaining about 5 to 10 below zero. It looks like temperatures, the coldest night will be Saturday night into Sunday morning. So Christmas morning, man, Santa better bundle up, because we're looking at temperatures starting out Christmas morning about 25 below. Some spots even a little bit colder than that. So that's really cold. And then we've got another little clipper system that'll be coming our way as we head into Christmas afternoon, where we could drop about another 1 to 2, some spots as much as 3 inches of that fluffy snow. But that's a clipper system that, as it goes by, behind that will actually start to warm things up. And by the middle of next week, I do believe we'll be approaching the freezing mark. Can you believe that? Will feel like a heat wave. Now, our LRC, and we have our calendar up on our website, WDAYradionow.com. Click on that weather tab, and our LRC calendar is up there. Now, the LRC had next week painted as a potential big storm. That's the same storm that hit out in Bismarck in November, where they received 2 feet of snow. The models weren't even picking up on this a couple of days ago. Now they're starting to latch on to something. They're not bringing it out in one big piece. They're kind of splitting it into 2 pieces, with the main piece currently going south. But the storm is there on the LRC cycle. The question is, at what strength does it come out? So we'll have to wait and see. But if you have any travel plans later next week, as we go into New Year's, things could get kind of active here in the central part of the country again. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that for you as well.
Well, Dean, considering that sweater that you're wearing, maybe you want to loan that to Santa to wear under the bright red suit on Christmas morning, because that looks warm but unattractive. So he's not going to want to wear that in public.
Hey, there's a reason it's called the ugly sweater contest.
I know, and this is why you won.
I'm not sure that's that's something you want to win, is it? I don't know. I guess it depends what the prize is. Just bragging rights around here, that's for sure. So
that's totally fine.
Yeah, exactly. And we do not have Weather and Ag in Focus tomorrow. We will be running a ABC Christmas special. So for Bridgette, for myself, for meteorologist Justin Storm, who could not join us today, he took the day off. He's been working hard enough. We all want to wish you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Please be safe on your travel destinations if you do have anywhere to go. Get to your relatives safe, your family safe. And hey, if you're sick of the relatives and family, say, the weather's bad, I got to get out of here. You can always use weather as an excuse. So I hope everybody has a happy Christmas. Thanks for joining us, and we will be back next week on Monday.
970 WDAY AM and 93.1 FM, Fargo-Moorhead.